start by draining some of this gas out. I probably should have taken the gas cap off. I'm gonna go do that now. But you can already tell gas was not so good. It's not supposed to be yellow. Nice little surprise in here. Some wasp nest. I know it's not all gonna fit in this jug, but just keep draining and finding more jugs until it's all gone. I got the driver's side of the car jacked up a little bit, trying to tilt the gas tank this way so that the drain plug's at the bottom, to try to get as much out as possible to help drain any sediment that might be at the bottom of the tank as well. Definitely doesn't look like good gas. Alright. May have spilled some. Don't call the EPA. Most people would have just drained it into the fucking driveway anyways. Here goes jug number 2. Alright, I'm gonna use my drain pan. Holds a little more, a little easier to get under here. And then I'll just fill jugs from this. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with all this gas though. Well guys, I think that's about it. I'm gonna continue to let it drain, but obviously it is just about out. I'd say I probably got maybe 3.5 gallons out total. Not bad at all. Could have been way worse. I'll have to get some fresh gas and then continue there with the preliminary stuff before I try to start it for the first time. Alright, I got some fresh gas in it. Now I'm taking the fuel feed line off of the rail. And I'm going to let the pump run, fuel pump run, to flush all the old gas out of the lines, at least up to the rail. I may just try to start it after that. Well, as I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this. And it's definitely bare wires hanging out of this plug. Maybe that's the source of the battery drain. That was the reason they parked it. With so much electronics on this car, who knows? So I got a little setup here where I'm just gonna let the pump run and flush the old gas out of the lines. I was going to just pop the trunk, take the little access panel off that's in the trunk to get to the fuel pump, but there's an issue with that. Not so easy to get to. So I think I'm just gonna crank the engine. On most cars, if you just turn the key on before you start it, the pump will turn on and prime. But in 3000 GTs, the pump does not prime when you turn the key on. It only turns on as you're cranking. So I'll just disconnect the coils, throw a battery in this thing and crank it a little bit, and hopefully the fuel pump even works after sitting so long. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see what comes out of this thing. This is my first time really cranking it over ever. Holy shit. I literally, this car has not been turned over in over 2 years. I disconnected the fuel line, disconnected what I thought was the coils and everything. And as soon as I touched the fucking starter, it started right up. Like, I guess I'm just taking too many precautions. I'm probably just gonna hook everything back up and actually start it. But yeah, that's fucking sick that it literally just started up faster than my red 3000 GT that I drive as a daily. So yeah, did get some nasty gas out though. I'm just gonna hook everything back up and try to start it, I guess. Check the fluids real quick, just make sure everything's fine before I try to actually start it. I got all the fluids checked and got a couple cameras set up. Get in it and see if this thing will start. Hopefully nothing catches on fire. Well, there it is. That was extremely easy. Way easier than I thought. You can definitely hear some lifter ticking. Super common with 3000 GTs, especially this one since it's been sitting. Has hydraulic lifters, so it's going to take a while for them to get pumped up. But even once they get pumped up, they still tick a lot. There is a fix to that. There's lifters with bigger oil portholes. Got good oil pressure. That's good. Don't even have check engine light or anything. I do have an arrow light. I don't know if that's on because there's a fault, which I know the front arrow part, the front lip is missing. But maybe that just means, no, active arrow is off. Now it's on auto, I guess. And the light's still on, so maybe that just is there because the front piece is missing. We'll just leave that off. But luckily, the person I bought it from, I told them about it, and they didn't know that it was missing. A couple days later, she said they found the whole front arrow piece and the bolts and everything in their garage. So that's awesome. Yeah, this is that was way easier than I had thought. Blowing the cobwebs out of it. Nothing leaking underneath, that's always a plus. Yeah, this is fucking sick. I have a running VR4 in my driveway. I have not touched the throttle since Ooh, window works nice. Probably never go back up. I just want to close this door so this annoying beeper will go off. Oh, there we got some smoke. That exhaust. Wonder what the exhaust setting is right now. I don't even know. Oh, the exhaust is set to Tour. Or no, now it's on Tour. I just heard the actuator work underneath the car. Oh, this is so sick. Everything's actually working. I'm not really hearing any difference, but I'm also not going at very high RPM. I don't want to be too hard on her just yet. Just fucking get the air compressor out, get some air in these tires, even though they are absolutely terrible, and at least drive it around the block before I have to go to work. That's when I'll probably find a bunch of issues of other things that are fucking messed up, but I hope not. Hell, this thing's got fucking wildlife growing on it. It's been sitting a while. Alright. Gonna go on her maiden voyage under my ownership. I can't really see shit out of this windshield because it is so gunky. And I have to go to work in like 20 minutes. But I'm gonna drive this thing up the block. I checked the oil again after I shut it off, make sure everything was still good there. Let's give her a go. I'm sure that's going to be a terrible ride. Clutch is right off the floor, which that may get better once I drive it a little bit. Brakes are extremely rusty, so those are noisy as fuck. Oh yeah, it sounds fucking awful with all the rust on the brakes and shit. Sounds fucking terrible, but I'm driving it. Fucking sick. Oh man. The neighbors are like, what the fuck is he driving? It sounds like fucking garbage. I may drive it around another block, okay? So what if the tags expired in 2016? So what if the tires are dry cracked to hell? So what if I don't have insurance on it? So what if it sounds like it's falling apart because the brakes are so rusty? I'm still gonna send it. I could already tell just when I got in it back there. Definitely got a little more oomph than my red base model 3000 GT. Well, maxed out the boost gauge at 14 PSI. Turbos seem to be working, that's for sure. That shift. Oh man, this thing is fucking sick. My camera mount is fucking terrible right now. It's got a loose screw on it so the camera keeps turning. But yeah, this thing has fucking balls. I've actually never driven a VR4. I've never even been inside a VR4. But definitely always wanted one, and this one's completely stock, but holy shit. God damn it, this camera mount. I gotta fix that. I am extremely happy with the situation so far. Extremely happy. Obviously there will be more videos. But yeah, I am definitely happy so far. Alright guys, well, stay tuned for more VR4 revival videos. See ya.